What's up, basketball fans? Welcome to the Rats Report. We got some huge news about Nick Nurse. It was being reported by Rap City that apparently the NBA is investigating Nick Nurse for using a Twitter burner account. I'm going to be going through some of the list of the screenshots I was able to get. Also, I did read the original tweets as well by the supposed burner account before it was deleted. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on that as well. So if you're ready to watch, make sure to give it a like. If you want to hit the subscribe button as well, that'd be very much appreciated. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, as you guys know, I do like to give out shout outs on the channel, and the shout out for today's video goes out to Real Sher Khan. So Sher Khan, thank you so much for supporting this channel, to your likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. Also, guys, I want to quickly announce on this Sunday, I'm going to be doing a Yahoo Fantasy auction draft. It is absolutely free to join. It's at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. If you want to join, I'll link in the comment section below. But I want to give a huge shout out to Raptors Truth on Twitter. He was reporting this. He put in a lot of information. If you want to see the full tweet, definitely go check him out on Twitter. But he was one of the first accounts that I saw reporting that Nick Nurse reportedly has a Twitter account that is a burner account. He was defending Nick Nurse. He was saying a lot of things. So let's go through some of the list of things that were said, and I'll give you my thoughts here. Now, the supposed burner account that is no longer active, as you see there, this account doesn't exist, was Leonard's 1347, and some of the things that were being said. This was one of the response to what Darko did after practice yesterday or a few days ago, where he had the players dunking. It seemed like they were having a lot of fun, and someone tweeted that Nick Nurse would never do this. And this account, Mike Leonard's, was reporting, if you knew Coach Nurse, he was always down for some fun, which is obviously, quite interesting given how serious Nick Nurse was last season. Obviously, there's a lot of things said about the culture no longer being there. Everyone just seemed like they weren't really getting along in the Raptors locker room. There's all sorts of reported issues as well. And there's some other reports that were, coming out as well as to what this account said. It was stating that things that Nick Nurse said on his burner, Scotty is the only bright spot, but conditioning was a problem, which is, something Scotty came out at the end of the season and admitted that he's going to work on his conditioning. So I don't really see a lie there. Selfishness was a problem for the Raps, but Fred's selfishness was excusable. Mentioned that Gary's selfishness was not excusable. And apparently this account was saying that wants to trade Harden for Fred. Also went on to state that Harden is very lazy. Again, it's not on here, but I read an article that was posted recently. So I find this quite interesting. I mean, the first part obviously is Fred's selfishness was excusable while Gary's was not. I really don't understand that because they were both in contract years, if that is what this account was apparently hinting at. Again, selfishness is never excusable, to be honest, but I don't know what that exactly means. Maybe you guys can make better thoughts of it. But let's move on to the next slide here and some of the things that were said as well. It was also stated by this account that was pissed. Again, apparently Nick Nurse was pissed that Masai fired him, and understandably so. Nick Nurse came into this organization. He was an assistant coach for many years. He was part of a Raptors offense that started shooting way more threes way back in 2016-17, around that time. He's been a very important part of this Raptors organization that has seen this team go from, potentially losing to LeBron constantly in the first and second round to winning a championship. So I understand why Nick Nurse has his pride there. I also went on to state that Nick said he wasn't the problem with the vibes. Thinks Raptors cultures will be bad this year. So that's a huge one. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think Darko's going to make a huge difference. The ball movement is going to make a big difference. Says Gary and Malachi are unfixable, which is kind of harsh to say. Gary's always had a positive attitude throughout the media. When he's been benched, he's always saying the right things. I know a lot of people will say Malachi Flynn, maybe he was right about it. Given, 2 preseason games he's had, guys, I want to give Malachi Flynn a chance. It's preseason. I mean, you still got one more preseason to go, but give the man a chance. That's all I get to say. I'm not saying he's a starting point guard, but give the man a chance. He also went on to state that says the team had only had 3 good players in 2022 against Philly, excluding one of Scotty Pascal, OG. And I mean, given that he's already spoken, apparently this account has spoken highly of Scotty, you'd figure it would likely be OG. And I believe Fred was the other person that he was saying, had 3 good players in 2022, which is really surprising. I mean, it's never okay to throw your players under the bus. And look, OG, Pascal, and Scotty are really good players. So I don't necessarily see where that dig is coming from, saying they only had 3 good players. And Gary's not a bad player at all either. He was a big part of the Raptors' success that season. But one other key thing I remember seeing today, again, guys, I want to say Raptors Truth was posting this on Twitter. And one of the things that said that was Darko is going to have the Raptors winning a lot of games or something along the lines of that. And this account reportedly stated that Darko has a lot more depth than last season. So again, Jalen McDaniels, Dennis Schroeder, I don't know if he's coming off the bench or he's starting, but this is obviously quite interesting, to see all of this information come out about Nick Nurse. And, I tweeted about this online and I went on to state that if you recall, Brian Colangelo's wife had a burner account, and he's a former Raptors GM. He went and worked with the Philadelphia 76ers organization, and a very similar situation where Nick Nurse, former Raptors head coach, is now working for the 76ers, and he's reportedly, again, we don't know if there's any truth to this, and this is obviously assuming based on assumption as well, so I do want to see that just before people start accusing me of, fake news and whatnot, but very interesting. You can obviously put the 2 and 2 together there, so it'll be very interesting to see what ensues the following days. I mean, honestly, if you tell me, guys, if you ask me, I find it really hard to believe that Nick Nurse, such an intelligent person, was use a burner account and make it so obvious. I'm not saying this is not him. It could absolutely be him, but just given, the history of burner accounts in the NBA, you would think Nick Nurse is hopefully smarter than this. Anyways, I do wish him the best, guys. I know you can say all you want about Nick Nurse past seasons, but he is former Raptors head coach. We can get rid of the bad memories and keep the good ones. But I'm really surprised to see some of the stuff, come out. Again, we don't know if it's 100% truth, but it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the next few days. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And as always, I do have a trivia question for you today. And the trivia question is, which country has Nick Nurse not coached in? A, Canada, B, America, C, England, or D, Australia? So whoever answers this question correctly first in the comment section gets a shout out in my next video. So that will be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, guys, I really appreciate your support. If you want to join my Yahoo Fantasy, that'd be awesome. It's free to join. I'll link in the comment section below. That will be it for today's video. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.